And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels baseball for Game 2 of this doubleheader between the visiting team, the Newton Rebels, and the Haysville Aviators. Game 1, the Newton Rebels won 3-2, and so we're about ready to get started here for Game 2. Here's our starting lineups for the second game. Leading off for the Newton Rebels will be the shortstop, number 2, Jack Sigris. Batting second will be the second baseman, number 3, Lachlan Ross. Batting third and playing third base, number 55, Nolan Riley. Batting fourth and playing first base will be number 17, Enzo Bonventuri. Batting fifth and catching, number 23, Joey Martinez. Batting sixth and playing left field will be number 30, Ricky Hockett. Batting seventh and DHing will be number 4, A.J. Parcero. Batting eighth and playing right field, number 22, Tommy Thrasher. Batting ninth and playing center field, number 13, Darius Gaston. And pitching for the Newton Rebels will be number 0, Mason Heiser. Now here's the starting lineup for the Haysville Aviators. Leading off and playing shortstop will be number 22, Sterling Sperling. Batting second, the DH, number 3, Cole Lee. Batting third and playing first base, number 4, Jeff Myers. Batting fourth and playing third base, number 32, Jordan Larson. Batting fifth and playing second base, number 23, Romy Martinez. Batting sixth and playing center field will be number 1, Brady Wallace. Batting seventh and catching will be number 28, Matt Bond. Batting eighth and playing left field will be number 24, Dylan Golden. Batting ninth and playing right field will be number 6, Bailey Amble. And pitching for the Haysville Aviators will be number 8, Owen Lesh. Lesh is
He's a lefty pitcher from Graham, Texas. 6'2", 205, big guy. Seminole State College, and he is a sophomore, so it's going to be a little different look. I don't know how many lefties that coach has in his lineup, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens with some of the matchups today.
Lesh comes in at 1-0, comes in with a 4.19 ERA. He's appeared in 11 games, has started 1, has gone 19 1/3 innings, has 29 strikeouts, 12 base on balls, and has given up 16 hits. All right, we're going to take you out to the action now to the field. Leading off for the Newton Rebels will be the shortstop, number 2, Jack Sigris. Once again, we welcome you back to Game 2 of this doubleheader. We hope you enjoy the action here tonight.
It's a beautiful night out there, Frank, just walking around. I mean, the temperature, maybe a little north breeze, not much at all, but beautiful.
First pitch to Sigris, swing and a miss there for strike 1. So the count is no balls and 1 strike. Owen Lesh, pitcher. That one inside for ball 1. So the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike.
It's a little outside there. So he's trying to establish that fastball.
Here's Letch's pitch, hit in the outside corner for call strike 2. So the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And I thought that pitch was a little more outside than the other one that he called a ball, but.
And call strike 3. So Sigris goes down for out number 1. We'll bring up the second baseman, number 3, Lachlan Ross.
I appreciate all the, I was telling Mr. Garza, ran into him downstairs, and he appreciates what we do, Frank, getting on here and what you do with the telecast and everything else. So it's good to reach out to people across the country and the world.
Once again, we're just underway. Count is no balls, 1 strike now to Lachlan Ross.
That's what I'm talking about, the world. We got Lachlan Ross's parents in Sydney.
Sydney, Australia is where Ross is from.
Say hello because we do know they listen and watch. And Frank knows what time it is over there usually. So
that one in there for call strike 2. So the count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Ross, as we have one down here in the top half of the first inning.
And Ross from Sydney, 195 pounds, 6 foot, Colby College.
Ball hits a foul along the third base side. Count stays at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ross comes in batting .309 for the season, as he's appeared in 27 ball games, has been up to bat 81 times, has 25 hits, has scored 17 runs, and has 11 RBIs. 1-2 now the count, and Lesh is ready to go. That one missing high for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Lachlan Ross. I'd like to welcome all those back that are joining us. Swing and a miss there by Ross as he goes down swinging for out number 2. That is the second strikeout recorded by Owen Lesh. We'll bring up the third baseman, number 55, Nolan Riley.
No, Lesh has some good stuff. I mean, obviously with the 2 strikeouts in a row, we're leading off this game.
First pitch is ball 1. One and 0 now the count. Here's the pitch. That one just missing high for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to Nolan Riley.
You know, Riley was 1 for 3 last game.
And here's the pitch by Lesh. Ball, fastball, clear back to the backstop on that one. So the count goes 3 balls and no strikes. Looks like Lesh must have stepped in something there because he's trying to fix the mound that made him throw that ball high.
Yeah, those mounds, sometimes they get that, you know, each pitcher, because how far his stride is, and if he goes into a hole or digs his own hole that he wants right there.
Here's the pitch. That one missing low for ball 4. So Nolan Riley is on with 4 pitches, 4 balls. And he'll be on at first base. They'll bring up the first baseman, number 17, Enzo the Boom Bonventry.
Enzo was 0 for 2 with a walk in the last game, playing first base.
Comes in batting .284. He's appeared in 31 ball games. Most of those have been designated hitter. There's a first pitch in there for call strike 1. He has been up to bat 95 times, has 27 hits, 21 runs scored, 21 RBIs, and has a total of 7 home runs. So he's got a lot of power. That's why they call him the Boom. That one missing low for ball 1. 1-1 now the count.
And you look at that, he's had, you know, over about, 120, 115 total plate appearances this summer. That's a good amount.
That one missing inside for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike.
I mean, that's the big thing. Kids get to play this summer, and there's more kids that aren't playing this summer. So it's a pretty special time for these guys in the Sunflower League.
2-1 now the count. Here's the pitch. That one missing inside for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike now to Bonventry. As there is a runner on at first base, we are in the top half of the first inning as we're just underway in game 2 of this doubleheader between the Haysville Aviators and the Newton Rebels. That one in there for call strike 2, and the count will go full now at 3-2. Nolan Riley on at first base will be taken off on the pitch on this 3-2 count, as there is 2 down. And here's the pitch. That one fouled off to the right-hand side. It's going to be out of play. So the count stays at 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bonventry was just a little late on that one.
Yeah. Well, he needs to stay in that battle mode that we talk about with 2 strikes, and we'll see what he does here. Kind of a adjustment.
So Owen Lesh's pitch, and here it is. Fouled off there by Bonventry. Once again taken off is Riley, as there is 2 down and the count is full. No score so far here in the ball game. Segras struck out. Ross struck out to make the second out, and then Riley reached on a base on balls. That brings up Bonventry, and now he's got a full count. That one missing low for ball 4. So Bonventry is on with a walk. That's the second walk given up by Owen Lesh. So Riley moves to second base. Bonventry at first. And that will bring up the catcher number 23, Joey Martinez.
And talking to Coach Clark between games, he said he's going to make a few changes. He made 6 different changes in the offense right there. So we'll see what happens. Bring maybe some energy, some more energy to the game here.
Martinez, Hockett, Parcero, all in the ball game. Thrasher, Gaston.
So we haven't seen Thrasher a lot this year. So he started off quite a bit, kind of a little slump, but he's been working on his swing. So we'll see what happens.
So now batting is the catcher, number 23, Joey Martinez.
Joey Martinez was one of the All-Stars in Saturday's game.
Here's the first pitch in there for call strike one. Martinez also comes in batting 284.
From Glendale, Arizona. 6 foot, 195 pounds, a Gateway Community College, and he's a sophomore.
Been up to bat 88 times, has 25 hits. Count is no balls, 1 strike, and going over to second base was Martinez. Covering second, that is. But Lesh did not throw over there. And I believe the count goes to 1-1.
It's one thing, Frank, that we did a study years ago when I was coaching college that over 60% of the time you're going to have 2 strikes on an at-bat. So you need to really work on a 2-strike approach.
Count is 2 balls, 1 strike now to Joey Martinez. And here's the pitch. That one in there. Call strike 3 as Martinez looks at the 3rd strike. Goes down looking for out number 3. So Owen Lesh strikes out the side here in the top half of the 1st inning as he records his 3rd strikeout. Top half of the 1st inning for the Newton Rebels. They scored no runs on no hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. At the end of 1 half inning play, it is the Rebels 0 and the Haysville Aviators coming to bat. We'd like to thank all our sponsors. We have Miller Insurance Agency, American Family Insurance, Duty Works, Conradi Insurance Group, Boston Insurance, Pouch Enterprise, Realty Connection, Store and Stuff, and U-Haul, Roofing Services Unlimited, Shamrock Car Wash, Pate and Paul's Attorneys at Law, Affordable Autos, Remax Associates of Newton, Kansas, Tim Marler and Family, Carl Hodges, Dr. Brett Rolfs, DDS, John and Lori Odom, Newton Rec Commission, Bob Burks, Buy Local, and Ray Roofing. Also our host families, Connie Miller, Joe Pitlow, Michelle and Brett Kaufman, Robin and Christopher Eshelman and Aaron Eshelman, Tammy Smith, Chad and Joni Considine, and Zach Bravo. Once again, we thank all our sponsors and host families. Defensively for the Newton Rebels, first base number 17, Bonventry. Second baseman will be number 3, Ross. At shortstop, number 2, Segrist. Third base number 55, Riley. Left fielder will be number 30, Hockett. Center fielder number 13, Gaston. Right fielder number 22, Thrasher. Catching will be number 23, Martinez. And pitching will be number 0, Mason Heiser, a new player for the Newton Rebels. Due up in the bottom half of the 1st inning for Haysville will be the shortstop, number 22, Sterling Sperling. And what did he do that first game there?
Yeah, like I said, but hit the leadoff guy. He 1 for 3. And he's a hustler. I mean, he's one that got a base hit up the middle in that 5th inning and hustled all the way to made it into an error because our center fielder, misjudged the ball, ran by him. But that's the kind of guy he is. He's a spark plug for this team. First pitch there by
Heiser is high for ball 1, so 1-0 now the count. Next one is lifted into right field. Right fielder is going to be able to make that catch. That was Tommy Thrasher. As he took a couple steps in and realized it was going to be over his head, so he took some more steps back and made the catch for out number 1. That will bring up the designated hitter number 3, Cole Lee.
Lee was 1 for 3 also.
First pitch is ball 1 to Cole Lee. Lee comes in batting .314 as he's been up the bat 70 times. That one is going to be fouled off to the left-hand side, but that will even up the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. He has hit 22 hits and has a total of 12 RBIs. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Cole Lee, second batter here in the bottom half of the first inning. That pitch by Heiser misses high for ball 2. 2-1 now the count. Here's Heiser's pitch. Swing and a miss there by Cole Lee. And the count will go even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It's been a while since Heiser, he's been pitching in games.
That one fouled off to the third base side, right down the line. And Hockett making a chase after it, but not able to get to it. So the count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Once again, this is Game 2. We welcome you back. We hope you enjoyed the telecast. The Newton Rebels won the first game 3-2. An exciting ball game.
Heiser was a teammate of Nolan Riley's at Barton County, and then he went to Southern Illinois.
Here's the pitch. That one lifted into left field. Hockett coming forward, getting under it, making the catch for out number 2.
I was getting a little scared nowadays. When an outfielder raises his hands up like that, does that mean he doesn't see it? But Hockett had it all the way.
That's going to bring up the first baseman number 4, Jeff Myers. Myers did not play in that first game, but I think he did come in and pinch hit it in the...
he came in, fly out.
That one lifted into the left-hand side. Hockett coming in. Going to go right towards the line, makes the catch for out number 3. So the bottom half of the first inning for the Haysville Aviators, they scored no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. At the end of 1 inning of play, we have no score, and we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels baseball as we go to the top half of the second inning. Due up for the Newton Rebels will be the left fielder, number 30, Ricky Hockett. He'll be followed by Parcell and Thresher.
So what do you think of Lesh right now? He's looking pretty good right there.
Lesh?
Yeah.
Lesh is doing pretty good?
Yeah, I'm saying, I don't know. Hopefully Rebels kind of figure him out a little, but that was pretty good 1, 2, 3. I mean,
well, with all that rain here this evening, there's been a couple games that have been canceled. Cheney against Rose Hill, which is the first place team, against the third place team. And then the Sunflower and Hutchinson game was canceled. But they are playing in Derby, as the Derby Twins are up 3-1.
That's a big game.
That is a big game, especially for the Rebels. That one is lifted to the right-hand side. The first baseman, Myers, gets under it, makes the catch for out number 1. That was Ricky Hockett up. Yep. That will bring up the designated hitter for the Newton Rebels, number 4, A.J. Parcero.
So we have a lot of new guys that, Frank, I can't sit there and talk about what they did last game because they didn't play last game. So we'll try to keep you posted on how they've been doing.
Parcells, first time at the plate here.
Pissarro has had some good games over the summer. I mean, especially I keep remembering the Derby game.
That one missing low for ball 2. 2-0 now the count to Parcell. And for some reason not letting me get over to the teams. Roster so I can give you some numbers on Parcell.
Strike there. Is that right, 2-1? It was 1-1.
That one hit hard into the right-hand side of the shortstop. Parcell is going to be in with a base hit as he lifted that between third and short. And the shortstop
that's Sperling.
Is Sperling.
Yeah, he made a nice play.
Was
nice stop.
able to get to it, but not able to make a good throw there since that was deep in the hole. So Parcell records his first hit of the game. That will bring up the right fielder, number 22, Tommy Thrasher.
Thrasher, a freshman going to Long Beach State to play.
Count is no balls, 1 strike now to Tommy Thrasher. There, now it's working.
There we go.
Now we're able to give you some
little background.
a little background, exactly right.
You know, it's amazing, Frank. You talk about 26 years of being in the NBC, The Voice, and everything, and now you got all this computer stuff you got to do. Back then you just had printouts and things like that, not computers.
Well, I do got to tell you that PA announcing and doing play-by-play are two different animals.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's a whole different thing, but after doing the PA for 26 years at the NBC World, this will be the 26th year, I should say, at the NBC World Series, we decided to do something different, and for the last couple of years now I've been doing play-by-play. There's a throw over to first base. And in safely is Parcell.
Yeah, Coach Jed needs to be talking to him, make sure that what kind of lead you can get. I'm sure he's telling him right now.
Tommy Thrasher has appeared in 11 ball games, has 2 hits at 19 at bat. That one missing low for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike now to Tommy Thrasher as Owen Lesh is in with his second inning of work here. We have no score so far here in the ball game. We do have a runner on at first base with 1 down as Ricky Hockett flew out to the first baseman to start off the top half of the second inning. And here's Lesh's pitch. That one missing high for ball 4. So for the second inning in a row, the Newton Rebels will have runners on at first and second, as that is the 3rd walk given up by Owen Lesh. Parcell moves over to second base. Thrasher to first, and that brings up the center fielder, number 13, Darius Gaston. This will be a great time for a bunt because you know how fast Gaston is. If he could lay one down towards the third base side here.
He makes things happen, doesn't he?
Yep.
He does.
There is 1 down, though. There's the bunt attempt. Great bunt down right down the third base side. Nobody covering first base, and Gaston will be on safely with a base hit. Exactly what I was talking about. And Parcell will be at third base, Thrasher at second, and Gaston reaches on a base hit on a bunt signal towards third base. Lesh was able to get to it, but nobody was covering first, and matter of fact, didn't even pick up the ball, and finally did, and by that time, Gaston was already on with that base hit.
Yeah, I think because that first pitch, they weren't ready for it, and I mean the surprise of it, or know what you're supposed to be and all that, but he definitely picked. The execution was perfect.
And Mr. Gaston smiling at first base. So now up is the shortstop, number 2, Jack Sigras. Sigras struck out his first time. So the count is no balls, 1 strike, as that one was called strike 1 across the letters. He is up with the bases loaded and one down here in the top half of the second inning. No score yet so far. That one hit to the right-hand side. That's a double play depth there as the ball goes to the, it's going to be safe at first base. Great job there by Jack Sigris as Parcell scores from third. Moving over to third base is Thrasher. And we had a 4-6 play at force out at second base for the second out. Sigris reaches on a fielder's choice and an RBI. That will bring up the second baseman, number 3, Lachlan Ross. 1-0 is the score in favor of the Newton Rebels here in the top half of the second inning. Runners on at first and third with 2 down. That pitch by Lesh misses high for ball 1. Great hustle there by Jack Sigris.
No, that's one thing about speed. When you get speed, everything you get everything going a little quicker, and sometimes you don't get that play, maybe.
That definitely was a double play ball there. That one missing inside for ball 2. As soon as the ball was hit, I thought double play, and then, like I say, the Haysville Aviators turned 2 double plays that last ball game.
They do a great job turning. And I thought that might have been, I don't know, I'm sure Grant over here. He's the GM here. A lot closer.
2 balls, no strikes now to Lachlan Ross.
And we don't have the replay.
And here's Lesh's pitch. That one missing high for ball 3.
Frank wants to get that. So Frank wants to get that next year, gets that replay, right? So we can look at that. And
well, we were wanting to get 3 cameras and have not been able to do it this year due to the fact that the cameras were outdated. That one missing high for ball 4. So Lachlan Ross will be on with a base on balls. And moving over to second base is Sigris. Thrasher's on at third. Sigris at second. Ross at first. That will bring up the third baseman, number 55, Nolan Riley.
There's definitely a couple close pitches in there. So, trying to figure out the zone. I mean, that's what hitters need to figure out early and see what, like you were talking about, umpire zones and adjustments.
That was a 4th walk given up by Owen Lesh. As we are in the top half of the second inning. The score 1-0 in favor of Newton, but they do have the bases loaded. That one missing low and inside for ball 1. The bases are loaded with Thrasher at third, Sigris at second, and Ross on at first, and 2 down. Owen Lesh ready to work, and here's the pitch. That one missing high for ball 2. 2-0 now the count. And we call a timeout as one of the coaching staff comes out to talk to Owen Lesh. Who are you looking for?
I was just going to catch up on Riley.
Okay.
I was trying to give you a break, Frank.
Well, you are giving me a break, but my God, you're putting me to sleep as fast as you're moving.
Well, I'm timing it down here. Now I'm letting you do your thing here. I just wanted to see how he's been doing lately. That's what I was checking on his bat log.
Yep.
He's 2 for 16. I know he kind of has. He had a great start. If you remember the great start of the season, then he's been 2 for 17, 16, whatever. But he's still, I consider, one of the best approaches on the team.
Count is 2 balls, no strikes now to Nolan Riley. Well, Riley has been playing once he took over third base. Has just done a great job of defense there at third base. 3 balls, no strikes now.
And see, you break down and you look. It's he's had how many strikeouts? But look, he had 4, 5, 6 of his 9 in the last 4 games. So he's been struggling a little.
Here's the pitch. That one missing high for ball 4. So another run will score as Thrasher comes in from third base. Sigris moves to third, Ross to second, and Nolan Riley is on with his second base on balls and an RBI. As the score now is 2-0 in favor of the Newton Rebels. That brings up the first baseman, number 17, Enzo the Boom Bonventry. No, go to the arrow. Go to the arrow.
I just went to the roster. So.
There you go. You just go to the arrow, and then it's just a lot easier to do it that way. There you go.
Just trying to see what some of the players have been doing lately. That's what I was kind of interested in.
Okay, well, there you go, right there.
There you go.
Count is 2 balls, no strikes now to Enzo Bonventry.
Yeah, we don't have anybody in the truck giving us the graphics and all that, do we? So we have to.
That last walk was the 5th walk given up by Lesh here in 2 innings, as the score is 2-0 in favor of the Newton Rebels. You got Enzo the Boom Bonventry up. That one calls strike 1. Just a tad high, but enough to catch the corner. So the count is now 2 balls and 1 strike.
And they usually want to pitch him away, it seems like. That's what we've been seeing all summer.
Swing and a miss there by Bonventry, and the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That's one thing about a lefty. Lefty can come in on you like that pitch right there by Lesh. That was a very good pitch.
Well, this is a good position for Bonventry with the bases loaded here. But the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. And here's the pitch by Lesh. A hot ball hit to the shortstop. Shortstop Sperling makes the catch for out number 3. So a fly out by Bonventry for the 3rd out. The night before, the Newton Rebels scored 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 3 left on base. At the end of 1 1/2, it is the Newton Rebels 2 and the Haysville Aviators 0. And we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball as we go to the bottom half of the 2nd inning. The score is 2-0 in favor of Newton. Due up for the Haysville Aviators will be the 3rd baseman, number 32, Jordan Larson.
Yeah, Larson from Dodgeville, Wisconsin. Right-hander, 6'2", 220. A senior for Northern Illinois University, which has a very good program, baseball program through the years.
Larson coming in batting .243. He's appeared in 32 ball games. That first pitch by Heiser hits the outside corner for call strike 1. No balls, 1 strike now to Larson. We are in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. Once again, we thank you very much for joining us here this evening. That one fouled off to the right-hand side, right past the first base dugout. And the count goes no balls and 2 strikes.
And I still think right now you got the tough sky part of it too. I think it's still there. So any fly ball, you got to beware.
0-2 now the count to Larson. Here's Heiser's pitch. That one hits the outside corner for call strike 3. So Heiser records his first strikeout of the ball game, and that is the first out of the bottom half of the 2nd inning. That will bring up the 2nd baseman, number 23, Romy Martinez.
Yeah, Martinez had a very good game, the first game there with that home run and a single. Like I said, he's not a real big guy. I don't know how tall he is.
5'9", 171 pounds.
So there he is right there. But, 5'9", but he's strong.
That first pitch hitting the outside corner. Nice breaking ball there by Mason Heiser.
Yeah, from Webster City, Iowa. 5'9", 171. And the whole thing about it is that he gets through that zone.
Swing and a miss there by Martinez. And the count goes no balls and 2 strikes. Martinez comes in batting .237 for the season.
And again, one of the Haysville Aviators All-Stars. just finished playing on Saturday night.
And here's Heiser's pitch. 0-2 count. Swing and a miss there by Martinez as he goes down for out number 2. And the second recorded strikeout by Mason Heiser. Great pitch there by Heiser as he took something off on the outside corner.
You know, and this is tough. This is Heiser and Joey Martinez's first time working together. So they're making some adjustments. Heiser, he's getting used to the mound, getting used to what he can throw and what's working for him. He's doing a good job right there in the second.
It's going to bring up the center fielder, number 1, Brady Wallace. What did Wallace do that last game there, Carv?
Yeah, Wallace was 2 for 3. So, I mean, he did pretty well, the center fielder.
4th and 5th hitters. Ball hit hard there past the third baseman, Riley. And Wallace is in with his first hit of the ball game and the first hit for the Haysville Aviators here in the second game.
And I'll tell you one thing I like right there, Thrasher playing right field. He sprinted in. He was backing up that throw, which you're supposed to do as a right fielder, left field to second baseman, and he was right there if that ball went right by.
Exactly right, the way it is supposed to be done. That will bring up the catcher, number 28, Matt Bond.
Yeah, Bond I've been very impressed with. He was 0 for 2 with a walk, but it's more his defensive skills that I really liked. And, again, he was another all-star for the Aviators.
Comes in with a .269 batting average. He's appeared in 22 ball games. That first pitch by Heiser to Bond misses low for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes now to Matt Bond. As there is a runner on at first base as Brady Wallace just recorded his first hit of the ball game. And the first hit for the Aviators. But there is 2 down. That one missing low for ball 2. 2-0 now the count to Bond.
And I'll tell you, just listen to Grant over here telling us about Han's been catching every game for over 2 weeks. I mean, that's amazing, especially double headers. That's amazing for a catcher in the summertime.
Well, we're going to get Grant Jones here on the camera here. There goes the runner to second base. Ball hit to the shortstop, Sigris. Sigris goes to first to Bonventry for out number 3. So a 6-3 put out in the books for the third out. The bottom half of the second inning for the Haysville Aviators. They score no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. At the end of 2 innings of play, the score is the Newton Rebels 2 and the Haysville Aviators 0, and we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball. This is Frank Martinez, your play-by-play announcer for tonight's game. I'm joined along by Mark Cavallo, general manager for the Newton Rebels. He's our color commentator. And then we have Grant Jones, who is doing Point Streak this evening, and he is with the Haysville Aviators. We welcome you back as we go to the top half of the third inning. Take you back to the action out on the field here. Once again, we go to the top half of the third. Due up is the catcher, number 23, Joey Martinez. Martinez comes in batting .284. He struck out his first time looking as he made the third out in the top half of the first inning. Martinez did what in the first game there, Carv?
Well, let's see. He didn't play.
Okay.
He didn't play this. I mean, he didn't play that game. Like I said, Coach Clark put massive substitutions here with 8?
Well, this Carv, I was testing you.
Okay, yeah.
I knew he didn't play.
Okay,
I was testing you.
What do you think, Grant's trying to test me, man? It's like,
hey, do you remember you put me on the spot the other day?
Okay.
The other night? Paybacks, exactly. That one fouled off by Martinez. As the count goes, no balls, 1 strike.
Now, we try to have fun this summer. I'm enjoying it. Frank, I've had a great time working with you, and I hope that we can keep it going. And I don't know,
Well, the main thing is as long as we don't get no thumbs down, we're okay on YouTube.
Right.
So please don't give us no thumbs down, because if we do, then our ratings go down.
That's right.
Give us a thumbs up or something, or a hi, or a hello. We want to know who's out there watching. I hope you're enjoying the ball game. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike now to Martinez. Lesch's pitch misses inside. He does appeal to first base and says no. So the count is 2 balls, 1 strike. You can probably see the clouds up above us out in center field. That's how it's been looking all the way around us except for here on the field. But clouds are starting to move in. That's in there for call strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Martinez.
And I was skeptical. You know, I know when Grant and I were talking earlier today, I was thinking, we think we get 1 game in or whatever, you know. So
that one fouled off there by Martinez, back to the screen. So the count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And like that song, what tomorrow brings or whatever, I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, but at least we're getting these games in, and that's the key.
Once again, if you are watching this, we like to thank you for joining us. We hope that you are enjoying the games, whether you're from the Newton Rebels or the Haysville Aviators. That ball hit into center field. Martinez records his first hit of the game. A nice hit there by Joey Martinez.
And I think that's when Joey's at his best, when he does go right up the middle. He gap to gap, and then he has that potential power that we've seen before, but I think he's a better hitter when he just goes up the middle.
That brings up the left fielder number 30, Ricky Hockett. Hockett now up for the Newton Rebels. Hockett did not play his last game. I'm just going to give you that heads up.
Okay. You say, what did Hockett do last game?
But by Hockett is going to be down. The pitcher's only got 1 throw, and that's to first base. So a sacrifice there by Hockett as Martinez goes to second base. And that is a 1-3 put out for the first out. And that will bring up the designated hitter number 4, A.J. Parcero.
Well, A.J., that's one of the neat things, too, meeting his family when they came out and visited. And, of course, it's a home run. He's from Saboba, California, 5'11", 165, Mount San Jacinto College, and he is a sophomore.
Swing and a miss there by Parcero. Parcero comes in batting .417 as he's appeared on 12 ball games, has been up to bat 24 times, and has 10 hits. He did get a base hit his first time up and scored a run.
Now, 1 home run, when was that, Frank? You remember that? That was against the Derby Twins.
The Derby Twins. That one hit hard into right field. Going to right field towards the line. That stays in fair. So that's going to be in for extra bases for Parcero. And a run will score as Joey Martinez comes around third base and scores. And Parcero is on with his second hit of the ball game and an RBI. So a single and a double by Parcero as he lifted that one into right field, and it went right down the line and was able to put it past Amble.
And the unsung hero right there, what we talk about, we call that the unsung hero, is Ricky Hockett, getting that bunt over.
That's going to bring up the right fielder number 22, Tommy Thrasher. The score now 3-0 in favor of Newton, courtesy of A.J. Parcero as he hit a double and scores an RBI. Like I say, Hockett will get an assist as he had a sacrifice and moved Martinez over to second base. No balls, 1 strike now. Here's the pitch. That one fouled off by Thrasher. Tommy Thrasher. On a base on balls.
And I like Thrasher. I think, I know he started out, he struggled quite a bit this summer, but I see him working a lot in the cage. I go over there and see what guys are really working, and I've seen him in there a few times, so he's trying to get better.
Thrasher comes in with an 0-2 count. That one hit to the right-hand side is going to be foul. That one hit him on the handles there, but he was able to fight it off. So Parcero now moves back to second base. And Parcero 2 for 2 here tonight, here in the second game. Single and a double and an RBI.
I definitely like how he went with that pitch.
Oh, he definitely went right down the line and placed it nicely. So 0-2, and here's the pitch. That one misses inside for ball one. And Owen Lesh thought he had that one. That is a strikeout on the inside corner as the ball goes back to him and he lunges with his glove.
It's amazing sometimes. I don't know about that pitch, but I know some umpires would rather call that outside than that inside.
Count is 1-2, and here's the pitch. That breaking ball, or fastball I should say, staying high. It looked like he tried to throw a breaking ball and just kind of went off his hand and looked more like a fastball that just stayed up high. So the count is 2-2.
But the point I'm looking at, some umpires, they'll call a ball or outside, but they won't call the ball inside. Or they'll call the ball inside, but they won't call the ball outside. And I never, why don't you call one ball? If you're going to call it, be consistent like we talk about. Yep.
That one hit to the right-hand side. Second baseman Martinez moves to his right, goes across for out number 2. Moving over to third base is A.J. Parcero. Tommy Thrasher does his job as he moves the runner up. It is a 4-3 put out for the second out. That will bring up the center fielder, number 13, Darius Gaston.
That's what you and I were talking about a couple days ago, whatever, about do your job. And right there, even though he made an out, that's productive out. He got the runner over.
Exactly right, because if he throws a wild pitch or a pass ball, Parcero will be able to score, possibly. He's just 90 feet away now. Scores 3-0 in favor of the Newton Rebels here in the top half of the third inning. And Lesh ready to work. That one in there for call strike 2. So the count goes no balls, 2 strikes now to Darius Gaston. Gaston reached on a bunt single his first time up as he loaded up the bases and then was forced out at second base on a 4-6 put out for the second out. Quick timeout there by Gaston. And here's Lesh's pitch. Ball hit to the right-hand side. Martinez moving to his left, but going to make the catch will be Myers, the first baseman, for out number 3. So the top half of the third inning for the Newton Rebels, they score 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. At the end of 2.5 innings of play, it is the Newton Rebels 3 and the Haysville Aviators 0, and we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels baseball as we go to the bottom half of the third inning. The score 3-0 in favor of Newton. Due up for the Haysville Aviators will be the left fielder, number 24, Dylan Golden.
Yeah, I mean, Spring, Texas, 6 foot, 205, and we'll see. Let's see. Let me check, Frank. I got to look and see exactly what we have here, what he did here. Yeah.
2-0 now the count to Golden.
Golden was 0 for 3 in the first game, so he struggled there, but it's a new game.
He's a pitcher, plus he also is in the lineup as he's playing left field. I think he played third base the first game, is that correct?
Yep.
And now he's playing left field.
Yep.
His count is 3-0 now to Dylan Golden. And here's Heiser's pitch. That one missing high for ball 4. So on 4 pitches, Golden is on with a walk. That is the first walk given up by Mason Heiser. for the Newton Rebels.
That's one of the things we're interested in, see how long he can go, because he hasn't been pitching a lot. So we'll see what kind of, he said his arm shape's fine. He's been throwing a lot of bullpens and all that. So we'll see how he gets out of this.
That'll bring up the right fielder, number 6, Bailey Ample. And Bailey
he's from Arena, Wisconsin, 6 foot 170, Iowa Central Community College, and he is a sophomore.
He has appeared in 24 ball games for the Aviators. Or the throw over to first base in safely is golden. Has been up the bat 47 times and has 3 hits and scored 6 runs. Count is 1 ball, no strikes now to Ample. As we are in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. And here's Heiser's pitch. That one missing high for ball, or corrections, call strike 1. I thought that was just a tad high maybe. But that will take the count now to 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's like I said,
I'm getting a glare off this window. Maybe that's what it is. So the count is 1-1. Here's the pitch. That one fouled off there by Ample. So the count will go down to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Oh, no. S. Grant over here has a different angle. He's just smiling right now. So I don't know what to think of that one.
Well, I actually thought it was just a tad high, but like I say, I've got a different angle than that umpire. He's sitting right behind home plate. That one lifted into center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Right center field. So Ample will record his first hit of the game, and that is the 4th hit of the season for Bailey Ample.
Yeah, he stuck the bat out there as an outside pitch. He stuck that barrel out there, and guess what? Good things happen when you make contact.
Well, good job there by Bailey Ample. As now there is now runners on at first and second. And coming up, I think that's a pinch hitter, is it?
It's 13.
Number 13 coming up instead of Sterling Sperling.
That's Chase.
So we have Chase Thinger.
Yeah, Chase Thinger.
Coming in to pinch hit for Sterling Sperling.
Yeah, he's from Round Rock, Texas, 5'11", 180. Both coaches getting a lot of players in, too.
So Chase Thinger now coming in with the runners on at first and second and no outs. He may be laying down a bunt to move him over. There he goes. He squares around. Bunt laid down. Goes to third base with it. Nice job there by Mason Heiser. And over at third base was Nolan Riley.
Very athletic play right there.
Very athletic as he hustled off that mound and was able to throw out the lead runner at third base. So Thinger records a fielder's choice and a 1-5 putout for out number 1. Ample moves to second base, brings up the designated hitter number 3, Cole Lee. That was a good bunt there by Thinger.
I was going to say it wasn't that bad. He was pushed out. I mean, you'd like to have more maybe down the line, but it wasn't that bad that, when I saw Heiser just jump off there, I didn't think he had a chance at third. And
well, he had made up his mind that's where he was going to go, and he made a very athletic play as he had to turn around and throw that to third base. Swing and a miss there by Cole Lee, and the count will go now to 1 ball and 1 strike. Once again, if you are joining us, we are in Game 2. We appreciate you rejoining us for the second game. And here's Heiser's pitch. That one lifted into the infield. That should be infield fly rules. That third baseman, Riley, gets under and makes the catch for out number 2. That's going to bring up the first baseman, number 4, Jeff Myers. So Myers flew out to left field his first time up. Ample was at second base. Thinger is on at first. with 2 down here in the bottom half of the third inning. 3-0 the score in favor of your Newton Rebels. And here's Heiser's pitch. That one in there for call strike 1. Nice pitch here by Heiser. He took something off of it. Just sailed around the outside corner. No balls, 1 strike now to Myers. And here's Heiser's pitch. That one a swing and a miss there by, or was that fouled off? Couldn't tell. I thought he swung and missed that one.
They've been very impressed with Heiser. I mean, here's a guy, you got to realize back in the spring, he was pitching against the University of Arizona for Southern Illinois, and he was ahead.
Well, no balls, 2 strikes now to Jeff Myers. And here's the pitch. That one missing high for ball 2. Ball 1, correction. 1-2 now the count.
And what we have to look at, Frank, is all these guys that we pick up or during the summer, how much did they work out? How much did they play or throw or whatever? And you kind of find out pretty quick.
Well, this has been just a weird season. You know that. And here's the pitch. That one up high for ball 2. 2-2 now the count.
I know that's what Grant and I were discussing about that. Said this is the weirdest summer ever, just because all that's gone on, and it's not just baseball. That's the part, and with the COVID and everything else, everything's just been different.
Count is 2 balls, 2 strikes, and here's the pitch. That one lifted up to the third base side, going to be foul, and count will stay 2-2. Going back to second base is Ample. Back to first is Thinger. By the way, I want to know something. Did you happen to call my wife and get the wardrobe?
Yeah. That's what's Frank wearing?
Is that what it is? Because I'm going to tell you something. This is the first time I've worn this shirt this year, and then you show up with the same shirt, and I'm just like amazed.
I said, we got to be coordinated.
We're
a team. So
I guess. I was going to say something the first game, and I didn't. That ball hit to the first baseman, Bonventry. Will make the play unassisted for out number 3. So the bottom half of the third inning for the Haysville Aviators, they scored no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. At the end of 3 innings of play, it is the Newton Rebels 3 and the Haysville Aviators 0, and we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball as we go to the top half of the 4th inning. The score is 3-0 in favor of the Newton Rebels. I'm Frank Martinez. This is General Manager Mark Cavala. As once again we go to the top half of the 4th inning. Due up for the Newton Rebels will be the shortstop number 2, Jack Sigris. He'll be followed by Ross and Riley. Riley is struck out his first time and reached on a fielder's choice. Also scored an RBI. And in the first game,
he was 1 for 3 with a base hit.
So Owen Lesh will be starting his 4th inning of work. That one across the letters for strike 1. Sigris thought that was just a tad outside as he walks away and now ready to go. No balls, 1 strike now to Sigris. And here's the pitch. That one check swing, and it is called ball 1. So the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Owen Lesh ready to go. That one missing outside for ball 2. And that one Lesh thought was hitting the corner, but was not given it. So the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. And here's the pitch. That one hit hard up the middle. That may be, what a great play there by the shortstop. Wow. And that now coming to play shortstop was Thinger. Chase Thinger went up the middle and got to that quickly and took an RB or a single away from Sigris. So it is a 6-3 put out for the first out.
And I think a lot of it is, art grass. It slows everything down here, and the grass, but everything. He played it right. I mean, that was usually a base hit anyway. I mean, he had great range and got right to it and made a great throw.
Brings up the second baseman, number 3, Lachlan Ross. First pitch misses for ball 1, so 1-0 now the count. Ross struck out and reached on a base on balls. Swing and a miss there by Ross. As the count will now go to 1 ball and 1 strike. That one fouled off to the right-hand side, so the count will go to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Ross was a very successful hitter at Colby with hitting .410 this spring when everything went crazy. I guess when everything shut down everything.
Here's the pitch. That one missing inside for ball 2. So the count will even up now at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And decided to stay here in the United States here and instead of going back to Sydney.
That one hit hard into left field. Left fielder not going to be able to get to it as that is in the gap. And Lachlan Ross will be in with a stand-up double as he records his first hit of the ball game. Nice job there by Ross.
Right. I say Nolan Riley was 1 for 3 the last game, and like I said, like to see him get his bat going like he was earlier. I mean, he was getting 2 or 3 hits a game, and so I'd like to see that going.
Ross recorded his 7th double of the season. Great job there by Ross. Brings up the third baseman, number 55, Nolan Riley. Riley has reached on both times that he's been up the bat, both of them on walks. Here in the top half of the 4th inning. Ross on at second base with 1 down. That one in the ground, in there for ball 1. We have 1 down, Mr. Garza. Yes, sir. Eric Garza doing the balls and strikes for us here tonight.
Boy, he does it all.
Scoreboard.
Does it all for us here.
And here's the pitch. That one missing low for ball 2. 2-0 now the count.
I think Garza next inning has to go sell popcorn out in there and does it all.
So 2 balls, no strikes. As Nolan Riley is up here in the top half of the 4th inning. As Ross just hit a double. That one missing outside for ball 3. Three-0 now the count to Nolan Riley. And Owen Lesh ready to go. That one's ball 4. That is the 6th base on ball given up by Lesh here in the ball game. That will bring up the first baseman, number 17, Enzo the Boom Bonventry.
I think Lesh, he's had a little problem with his release point right now, just being consistent with it. But he has. He's around that zone, man. He's tough.
And catcher Matt Bond goes out to talk to Lesh. Bonventry comes in batting .284.
0 for 2 in the first game, but the Boom, he'll make a pitcher work too. He's gotten quite a few. He has 23 walks going into the first game today, so he'll do a good job.
And here comes the coach for the Haysville Aviators, There is somebody out there warming up there for the Aviators. We'll see what he decides here, as there is runners on at first and second, as Ross recorded a double, and then Riley just took a walk. So there's guys on at first and second with one down, as Sigris started off the inning on a ground out to the shortstop.
There you go, Frank. Maybe we need a bullpen cam next year, too. We get little cameras.
I just want to know who's going to run all this stuff.
I don't know. We're going to find somebody to do it. Interns.
We were supposed to have 3 cameras this year, and we got the brackets up, the cameras, but we had nobody to control the cameras, so that just kind of made it difficult for us. So we just went with the one. So Enzo the Boom Bonventry up there, and we're ready to go. And Lesh better be careful, because Mr. Bonventry already has 7 home runs. There's a throw down to second base, but in safely is Lachlan Ross. Count is 1 ball, no strikes now to Bonventry.
Yeah, you don't want to make a mistake to the Boom there.
No, you definitely don't. He already has 7 home runs this season. And here's Lesh's pitch. That one missing low for ball 2. 2-0 now the count.
That's what we were talking about just before, though. He'll be patient. I mean, he's 23 walks, so he's not afraid to take a walk or whatever and pass it on to the next guy. And I just think what he has trouble with sometimes is that outside pitch and this, getting too aggressive.
Well, they've definitely been changing it up on him all year long. That one missing inside. That gets away from the catcher. And both runners will advance as Ross moves to third base and Riley moves to second. And as they say in this game, there is now ducks on the pond for Mr. Enzo the Boom Bonventry. He does have a total of 21 RBIs so far here this season. And 22 and 23 facing him, looking at him right in the face here, as they are now in scoring position. 3-0 the count. I wouldn't expect very much. There's a strike right across the knees. I was going to say I wouldn't give them very much here with a 3-0 count.
No.
Because I've seen Boone swing at a 3-0 count.
Yes, we have.
If it's his pitch, he'll take it. 3-1 now the count. That one missing high for ball 4. So that is the 7th walk given up by Owen Lesh here in 4 innings.
And Ross came in.
What happened? The ball got away?
Yeah, the ball got away.
Well, I didn't see that. I'm sorry. Well, another run scores as Lachlan Ross scores as that ball gets away from the catcher. And moving over to third base is Riley. Bonventry on at first, and that's going to be it for Owen Lesh. As the coach comes in and takes the ball from him. We'll give you the final numbers here for Lesh and see who the new pitcher is for the Aviators. Lesh went 3 1/3 innings, gave up 5 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, 7 base on balls, 3 strikeouts as he faced 22 batters. And the runners on at first and third will be charged to Mr. Lesh if they do score.
We have number 26, which...
You say 26 coming in to pitch?
Yes.
Okay. We'll go
I do like having Grant here because we're always looking at up everything, and you're right there.
Show you their bag total.
Yeah.
All right, new pitcher now for the Aviators is number 26, Austin. Is that Skellhorn?
Skellhorn, yeah, righty, 6'2", 210 from Ottawa University. He is a senior, and he is from Aurora, Ontario, Canada.
Okay. And we'll see exactly what Mr. Skellhorn, what he's done so far this year. He comes in with a 3.55 ERA. He's appeared in 9 ball games, has pitched 12 2/3 innings, has recorded 12 strikeouts, has given up 14 base on balls, and given up 10 hits.
And mostly, like I say, he's been a relief guy, as you could see, in 1-2 innings, and he had 4 innings against the Seeds.
On July the 23rd, looks like.
But again, if you look at all those, he's pitched quite a few games. And the thing is like I said, he has a 3.55, so he hasn't been hit real bad or anything like that. Where you see some guys, like I was talking about earlier, that they go out there and they have the greatest ERA, and then they have the one bad outing. They have the one bad outing, and they don't get out of an inning. And their ERA goes from 1 point something to 10. So
that brings up the catcher, number 23, Joey Martinez, with runners on at first and third and 1 down. And the Rebels up 4-0 here in the top half of the 4th inning. It's game 2 of a doubleheader, 7-inning games here tonight. So Skellhorn ready to go. Ball hit into right field. That's going to be hit right. Wow. Oh, what a great catch there by the right fielder. Tagging up from third base is Riley.
Wow, what a great catch.
What a great catch there by the right fielder, Ample, as he came in and then had to reach way up above his head there to make that catch for out number 2. But a good hard hit there by Joey Martinez. He does score an RBI as Riley comes in from third base. And now batting will be the left fielder, number 30, Ricky Hockett. 5-0 now the score in favor of your Newton Rebels. First pitch to Hockett. Missing for ball 1. The Rebels have scored 2 runs in the second, 1 run in the third, and 2 runs here in the 4th inning. That one just missing high for ball 2.
Yeah, and I was going to say that catch right there. I mean, if it gets past him, then you got runners on second and third.
Yeah,
right now.
Exactly right. Like I say, Ample just reached up there and just, I think that got in his webbing because that was how high that was and how hard it was hit by Martinez.
Yeah.
2-0 to count. A breaking ball missed in there for call strike 1, and Ricky Hockett thought he should have had that one there. He said he kind of kicked the dirt like, I wanted that one, but stayed off of it, so the count goes to 2 balls, 1 strike. With a new pitcher, you want him to wait till you throw him a strike.
Right.
The breaking ball lifted foul, and Matt Bond gets under it. He dropped it?
Oh, he did drop it.
He did drop it, okay. He was right under us here. We couldn't see.
I thought he had it.
Yeah, he got under it, but just dropped the ball, so the count stays at 2 balls and goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Ricky Hockett. Runner on at first base with 2 down now here in the top half of the 4th inning. And Skellhorn ready to go. He throws over to first base first. In safely is Bonventry. Bonventry reached on a base on balls. Second time on the base path for Bonventry as he's walked twice here in the ball game. Here's the pitch. That one is swing and a miss and is fouled off there by Hockett. And the bat goes clear to third baseman Larson. And Coach Brett Clark picks up the bat, and Hockett runs down the third base area.
Boy, that's one of the best bat tosses I've seen, Frank. He threw that quite a ways.
Well, I remember a bat toss in the NBC World Series as I was sitting in the second row on the third base dugout area, and a kid from California threw the bat, and I had been upstairs announcing the PA and came down and just sat down, and that bat went flying, and it ended up hitting me on the back end of my back here, and I had a big old bruise about that, just nothing but the barrel.
Oh, wow.
And I remember the fans, I ducked too. I went and ducked and hit the seats, and the bat just came down and got me right on the backside and on the lower part of my back. Count goes full now at 3-2. And I remember thinking, I'm going back up to the press box. It's a lot safer up there. Yeah. Throw over to first base for Bonventry. is in safely.
Definitely didn't affect your golf game. We know
No,
that.
it did give me a heck of a bruise, though. I had a big old bruise about that long, just the length of the barrel. That ball hit to the third baseman, Larson. Larson comes up, goes to first base, and a nice scoop there by Myers at first base for the third out. So a 5-3 put out for the third out, but not before the Newton Rebels scored 2 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. At the end of 3.5 innings of play, it is the Newton Rebels 5 and the Haysville Aviators 0, and we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball as we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. The score 5-0 in favor of Newton. Getting ready to start his 4th inning of work is Mason Heiser.
So what do you think of Heiser so far?
Well, he's done a very good job there so far for the Newton Rebels. Heiser so far here has gone 3 innings, has given up 2 hits, 1 base on balls, 2 strikeouts as he's faced 12 batters. First batter he faces, third baseman, Larson. Larson lifts that into center field. Gaston backing up, making the catch for out number 1. 1 pitch and 1 out.
You like that. I mean, the one thing I like about him, too, is mechanics look really good. If you look at the pitcher, he has good mechanics.
That brings up the second baseman, number 23, Romy Martinez. Martinez 0 for 1 here tonight in this game, but he had a big first game as he hit a home run.
Oh, yeah, he was 2 for 3 with that home run and a single.
That pitch by Heiser misses outside. Martinez did strike out his first time up facing Heiser.
Yeah, I've been impressed with him. I like him. I watched him at the All-Star game, and he's definitely fun to watch.
That was swing and a miss there by Martinez, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 down here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. 5-0's the score in favor of Newton. The Haysville Aviators, the home team here tonight, as we were not able to play in Haysville due to the rain. Check swing there, and the umpire says yes, he did go. So the Martinez goes down. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Mason Heiser in control here of the ball game so far this evening. There's a ball hit to the third baseman, Riley. Riley goes to first, and he overthrows Bonventry at first base. So that's going to be an error on Riley. And ending up at second base will be Romy Martinez.
Well, I think Riley rushed it. He knew that he had to get rid of that quick because of Martinez's speed, and that, he just airmailed it right there. But, I mean, that's, and you think about it, I mean, Riley's usually right there. He has a very accurate, probably one of the third basemen in the league, probably one of the most accurate third base arms.
Well, he's definitely been playing a real good third base there for the Newton Rebels this year since he took over third base. That one there, just an error on the throw, and that will bring up the center fielder, number 1, Brady Wallace. So we have runner on at second base with 1 down here in the bottom half of the 4th inning.
He was 2 for 3 the first game. He had a single his first at-bat, so he's a good hitter.
That one in there for call strike 1 on a fastball there by Heiser. That was right across the knees and on the outside corner. No balls, 1 strike now to Wallace. Yes, Wallace did have a base hit his first time up, and Here's the pitch. That one just missing outside for ball one. 1-1 now the count to Brady Wallace, who's playing center field this evening for the Haysville Aviators. Martinez on at second base, and there Martinez taking a bigger lead there as Heiser steps off. He saw that Heiser was not paying attention to him, so he started taking more steps, and then when Heiser did look at him, he took a couple more, and finally Heiser stepped off. Here's the pitch. That one hit hard to the third base side. It's going to be out of play.
And you look at Heiser, he's a senior in the college, so I mean in Southern Illinois, so he's been very experienced, and it's going to see I like to see how he reacts with some adversity here.
So the count is 1 strikes now to Brady Wallace. And here's Heiser's pitch. That one fouled off by Wallace. The count stays at 1-2. Not sure when our next game will be yet. Like I say, they was scheduled for a single game tonight and tomorrow, but they decided to play doubleheader due to the fact that it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow, which I don't care for because that goes into my golf games. I play golf every day if I can. The swing and a miss there by Wallace, as a great pitch there by Mason Heiser as he put that one on the outside corner and had Wallace chasing. That is 2 outs now here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. That will bring up the catcher number 28, Matt Bond.
No, hold on. There's a ball that came out of the field there.
So Bond grounded out to the shortstop his first time up, looking for his first hit of the game, as Martinez still standing at second base with 2 down now here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. 5-0 the score in favor of your Newton Rebels. That pitch missing low and outside for ball one. So like I say, we're not sure exactly when our next game will be. It's we were scheduled for Monday and Tuesday in Haysville, and then Wednesday and Thursday here in Newton. Most likely, if it does rain tomorrow, I'm sure we won't play till Wednesday. That ball lifted into center field. Gaston moving back to his left, making the catch for out number 3. So fly out to the center field for the third out. Bottom half of the fourth inning for the Haysville Aviators. They scored no runs on no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. At the end of 4 innings of play, it is the Newton Rebels 5 and the Haysville Aviators 0, and we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball. This is Frank Martinez, your play-by-play announcer, joined along by Mark Cavala, our general manager, and then the general manager for the Haysville Aviators, Grant Jones.
It's always good to see Grant.
We go to the top half of the 5th inning. The score 5-0 in favor of Newton. Back in for his second inning of work was Austin Skillhorn. First batter he'll be facing is A.J. Parcell. Parcell is 2 for 2 here in the ball game, as he's got a single and a double and 1 RBI. Also has scored 1 run. So far, Parcell is the offensive player of the game, I would think.
Yeah,
he's doing a good job.
No, I think I've liked his hitting this summer. I think he's done a pretty good job.
He came in batting .417 into the ball game.
Maybe that's why I like him. You hit .417, you must be doing something right, so.
First pitch to Parcell is high for ball one. Got a chance to meet his parents while they were here from
that's
California.
That's what's neat, that home run he hit. His parents were here in town.
I remember that, yep. Check swing there by Parcell, and he say he did not go, so the count goes to 2 balls and no strike.
They were great to talk to and enjoyed visiting with them, and they're sent all the way out here in Kansas.
2 balls, no strikes now to Parcell. And here's the pitch. That breaking ball, swing and a miss there, Parcell. And the count will go now to 2 balls and 1 strike. Good cut there by Parcell, but just wasn't enough. Count goes even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. That one hit to the shortstop. Shortstop's going to have to wait on the bounce there. The throw by the shortstop is over the head of the first baseman, but Parcell was hustling down there. We'll see what the official score records that. The shortstop was having to really wait a long time there for that ball, as that ball took a big bounce and finger.
Yeah, that was a tough play.
It was going to be a tough play, so he kind of rushed his throw there, but it was going to be a close play at first base, and that will bring up the right fielder, number 22, Tommy Thrasher.
Can you imagine that on turf? I mean, that ball would have bounced way over. I mean, that ball.
Exactly right. There's no way there's nothing that Finger could do except just wait for that.
Yeah.
There's a nice breaking ball in there by Skillhorn, for strike 1. Tommy Thrasher up at the plate. Thrasher walked his first time and grounded out to the second baseman. That one missing outside for ball 1. Count goes 1-1 now to Tommy Thrasher. And out, beautiful pitch there by Skillhorn. And the count goes 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the official score has given Parcell a base hit, which I believe was the correct call because it was going to be close, but Parcell was really hustling down.
Yeah, he didn't get the second either. If he goes to second, I think you probably have to give an error. But
that one missing outside for ball 2. So the count 2-2 now. So A.J. Parcell 3 for 3 here tonight.
Let's say that official score is definitely on the ball.
Well, I think it's a fair call.
No, it is. It is.
So Tommy Thrasher up there with the runner on at first base. There's a swing and a miss there by Thrasher as he goes down swinging for out number 1. That will bring up the center fielder, number 13, Darius Gaston.
It's interesting to watch how they play Darius right now.
Well, the third baseman, Larson, now moving in a little bit closer to the grass area as he knows Gaston can lay down that bunt. Parcell on at first with 1 down here in the top half of the 5th. 5-0
Nice.
As Gaston squares around the bunt, but the ball's outside.
He's one of those guys, if he can learn how to bunt and use that whole field and execute, because he's so fast. I mean, he just makes things happen. That's where you get the ball that gets thrown over to the first baseman because it's such a, they're rushing.
Well, 2 things that a bunt does is it forces a player to make the play,
right.
Not only the play, but the throw.
Right.
Those 2 elements of that have to be good to make it happen. That one missing, or right across the knees, I should say, for call strike 1.
And the easiest play is a pop-up. The catch,
Yeah.
so.
Count is 1-1 now to Darius Gaston. As Gilhorn hit the knees on that last pitch to take the count even. Parcell still on at first base with one down here in the top half of the fifth. Gaston squares around the bump. Once again, it is high for ball 2.
And it's like Juan Pierre. He made a pretty good living all those years. You know, probably the best bunter in the league, and he could put it anywhere. And
Larson was charging on that pitch at third base. 2-1 strike now to Darius Gaston.
And they're going inside on him, so we'll see what happens here.
That fastball, that one gets clear to the backstop, and Parcell moves to second base. So now the count goes to 3-1 strike. So here's a play where Gaston can, if it's in there, possibly lay another one down, move the runner over, or he'll be on at first base and with a base on balls here as the count is 3-1 strike. We'll see what Gaston does. And here's the pitch. That one missing, correction, in there for call strike 2. That one looked a little low to me, and I don't mean to question the umpire. I mean, he's calling the ball game. I got a different view, and sometimes I call it before he calls it. A swing and a miss there by Gaston as he goes down swinging for out number 2. And like I say, I don't mean to question the umpire at all. So there's 2 down now here in the top half of the 5th inning. And that brings up the shortstop number 2, Jack Sigris. So that's maybe something I need to do as a play-by-play announcer is hold off until
we hear from Casey.
Until we hear from the umpire.
Well, Casey calls us and said we're finding you or something like that. But you know, you have your own opinion, Frank. So and I usually agree with it. So
Jack Sigris is up with 2 down now. As Parcell is standing at second base. Here's the throw. That one missing outside for ball 1. So 1 no strikes now to Sigris.
And you're right. Umpires have such a tough job, and especially trying.
I have all the due respect for the umpires. A lot of my friends are umpires.
Yeah.
I've met a lot of good umpires from the NBC World Series, and they always treated me good. And so that's why there's a throw down to second base, and Parcell moves to third on the play. He's in there safely. What a heads-up play there by A.J. Parcell as Matt Bond threw the ball down to second base as Parcell was a third of the way off the bag, and as soon as the throw was made, Parcell headed to third base, and he's got a stolen base.
For a normal catcher, a catcher, that's pretty quick. I didn't think he'd get there that quick.
A.J. Parcell having a heck of a ball game here tonight as he's 3 for 3 with a stolen base and a run scored and 1 RBI. That one in there for call strike 2. So the count goes 1 2 strikes now to to Jack Sigris. That one missing. Good job there by the catcher, Matt Bond, as that bounced into the ground there on the right side, and he moved over and kept his body in front of it. Went off his chest protector.
If we don't play tomorrow, of course, because of the rain, that Bond, he's the one guy that needs a day off. I can tell you that. He's been.
Well, you would think that we wouldn't play tomorrow, but we'll see what happens.
Well, who knows? Yeah.
The ball hit to the right-hand side, right to the pitcher. Pitcher Gilhorn goes to first for out number 3. So a 1-3 put out for the third out. And the top half of the 5th inning for the Newton Rebels. They scored no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. At the end of 4 1/2, it is the Newton Rebels 5 and the Haysville Aviators 0. And we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels baseball as we go to the bottom half of the fifth inning. The score 5-0 in favor of Newton as we're ready to go to the bottom half. Due up is Dylan Golden, left fielder for the Haysville Aviators. He'll be followed by Ample and Finger. And starting his fifth inning of work for the Newton Rebels is Mason Heiser. Heiser so far has gone 4 innings. He's given up 2 hits, 1 base on balls, 3 strikeouts as he has faced 16 batters. So he's done a really good job here tonight for the Newton Rebels. And here's the first pitch. That one fouled off there by Golden.
That's 49 pitches so far, and he's into his 5th inning.
Yeah, good job there so far by Mason Heiser. Golden comes in batting, 195. That one missing high for ball 1. So the count is 1-1 strike now to Dylan Golden, who's playing left field here tonight in the second game. Here's the pitch. That one just missing outside for ball 2. So 2-1 strike now to Dylan Golden as we are in the bottom half of the 5th inning. And here's Heiser's pitch. That one fouled off to the left third base side. And that will even up the count now at 2 strikes. Once again, if we do have rain tomorrow, we won't be playing tomorrow. Most likely won't be playing anyway, but we'll see. Breaking ball, that ball hit to the shortstop Sigris. Sigris goes to his right, over to Bonventry at first base for out number 1. Good defensive play there by Jack Sigris as he moved to his right and had to go across his body. And Bonventry had been doing a pretty good job there.
But, Sigris, I've been impressed with his defense all summer. He's got such quick hands and getting around the ball, and he just second base or shortstop. He was a natural shortstop before he went to Wichita State.
Brings up the right fielder number 6, Bailey Ample. Ample recorded his first hit of the ball game, ended up at second base and was left stranded in the 3rd inning. This is his 2nd time at the plate. First count is there's a ball hit to that is fouled off the foot of Ample. That's the second pitch to Ample. Not sure what the first one was, but they got 1 strike up there. Here's Heiser's pitch. That one swing and a miss there by Ample, so I'm sure the count is 1-2 strikes now. One down here in the bottom half of the 5th. There's ball lifted into left field, left center field. Great job there by Bailey Ample as he just stuck his bat out and lifted out over the shortstop's head. And Ample records his 2nd hit of the ball game.
Well, I like what Ample's doing right there. I mean, I know he doesn't have a high average and all that, and you can't change the past. You can't change what he's done with his batting average. But right now, he's squaring it up.
Well,
with a simple swing.
He's raising his average here tonight with 2 for 2 now in the ball game. It's going to bring up the shortstop number 13, Chase Finger, with one down and runner on its. Ball hit to the right-hand side. That's going to be in for a base here. That gets by the shortstop, Sigris, as he moved to his right. So back-to-back singles now by the Haysville Aviators. We'll put runners on at first and second as Ample is on at second and Finger is on at first base. That will bring up the designated hitter, number 3, Cole Lee. Lee up with 1 down here in the bottom half of the 5th. As the Newton Rebels are up 5-0 here in the 2nd game.
Lee's had a good summer. He's been very consistent.
Here's the pitch by Heiser in there for call strike 1. Well, in this inning, the Haysville Aviators have matched their hit count as they've recorded 2 hits. That is the 4th hit of the ball, 4 hits of the ball game for the Haysville Aviators. 0-1 now the count. Here's the pitch. That one missing inside for ball one. So that will take the count now to 1 ball and 1 strike. Mason Heiser pitching for the Newton Rebels. Here's the pitch. That one fouled off there by Lee. And the count will go now to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ample on at second. Finger on at first.
Like I said, right, he's in that just get outs mode right now. That's all you're looking for. With the
There
lead.
one lifted foul. And hustling is Martinez. Martinez not able to get to it. What a great effort there by Martinez. Also over there was Nolan Riley.
Yeah, both of them were going after it, but kind of looking at each other and everything, seeing if they had a chance at it. It was like perfectly right in between them.
Yeah, but Joey Martinez with a great effort there. Was just barely I'm not sure if he got his glove on or not, but at the last second he kind of swiped at the ball and missed it. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Cole Lee. And that's all you can ask from a kid is effort.
Yeah, that's all. That's what I've been asking all
summer. Give us 100% and we'll take it. Win or lose, that fastball missing high for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Cole Lee, who's designated hitter here this evening for the Haysville Aviators.
And it doesn't matter, in college, I coach summer, whatever, or GM, just give 100% effort and then see what happens.
I always told our little leaguers that it didn't matter if we win or lose. It's just as long as you give me 100%. Ball hit to the shortstop. Sigris goes to second baseman is going to be safe at first. Ross with Lachlan Ross with the toss over to first base, not in time. So Ample will move to third base on the play. It is a 6-4 put out for the second out, and on with a fielder's choice is Cole Lee. That's going to bring up the first baseman, number 4, Jeff Myers. Myers 0 for 2 here tonight as he flew out to the left fielder the first time and then grounded out to the first baseman, Bonventry, his last time up. Runner on at first and third with 2 down. That fastball missing high for ball 1. Heiser a right-handed thrower and Myers a left-handed batter. As that one sailed away from him. Good job by Martinez. There's a throw over to first base. Not going to be in time. Bonventry better watch out. There is a guy on at third base. Let's not forget about him.
And we talked about Heiser right now. He's right now at 64 pitches. We don't know how much he's throwing, but he's getting the ball up a little more with his fastball.
That one a swing and a miss there by Myers.
And sometimes when you do that, you have to start relying on your off speed a little more.
As the count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike.
So I kind of want to see what he does right here.
Heiser's pitch. That one missing high for ball. There's a throw down to third base, and looks like they did not get him. Just awful close, though.
Yeah, that's close.
Good call there by the umpire, apparently, because it looked like he touched the bag and then just made that tag at the same time. Good toss there by Joey Martinez. And Nolan Riley was right on the bag to make the tag, but not in time. That one fouled off there by Myers. So the count goes 2 balls, 2 strikes. With runners on at first and third and 2 down here in the bottom half of the 5th. The score 5-0 in favor of the Newton Rebels as Heiser's trying to get out of this inning. Here's the pitch. Fouled off once again there by Myers.
And I think Coach Clark, if he can get him going, get through this inning with 5 innings, that'd be pretty good for his first outing right now.
And that time, Joey Martinez kind of slapped into his glove there like he thought he should have had that third strike as it was fouled off.
I think all catchers think that.
I hate it when I miss the ball like that. I always want to catch everything. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, that ball hit to the first base side, going to be foul. As count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 now the count. Lee on at first. Ample on at third. 2 down. Here's Heiser's pitch. Swing and a miss there by Myers as he goes down swinging for out number 3. And I'm trying to see exactly how many strikeouts. That's 2, 3. That is the 4th strikeout recorded by Mason Heiser. So the bottom half of the 5th inning for the Haysville Aviators. They scored no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. At the end of 5 innings of play, it is the Newton Rebels 5 and the Haysville Aviators 0, and we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball as we go to the top half of the 6th inning. The score is 5-0 in favor of the Newton Rebels. Due up for the Rebels is Lachlan Ross. He'll be followed by Riley and Bonventry. Austin Skellhorn in his 3rd inning of work. And once again, up is the second baseman, number 3, Lachlan Ross. Ross this inning is 1 for 1 as he reached on a base on balls his first time and was left stranded at second base, and then reached on a double in the 4th inning and scored a run. First pitch to Ross is called strike 1. So no balls, 1 strike now to Lachlan Ross. Ross came in batting .308 before the ball game started. That one missing outside as the count evens up now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Ross does have 1 home run here for the season as he is 25 out of 81. Here's the pitch. That one a breaking ball in there for call strike 2. Great pitch there by Austin Skellhorn as the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. We're in the top half of the 6th inning. And here's the pitch. Breaking ball, that one lifted foul along the third base side. Count will stay at 1 ball and 2 strikes. What time is it? 9, almost 10 o'clock? Well, we're doing pretty good for a doubleheader. 1-2 now the count. Here's the pitch. The fastball missing high for ball 2. That will take the count now to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Alan James says that Carv's volume is okay, but mine is too high. I will turn it down. I know what happened. Carv pushed my button up a little bit. Hit by pitch, okay. Lachlan Ross was hit by a pitch. That will bring up the third baseman, number 55, Nolan Riley. We thank you, Alan James, for that input. When you push the button, you move my volume up, and that's too high, so I had to turn it down there, Mr. You couldn't hear me though. Yeah, so I turned it down a little bit. First pitch to Nolan Riley is called strike 1. No balls, 1 strike now to Riley. with Ross on at first base on as a hit batsman here in the top half of the 6th inning. That one missing outside for ball 1. Once again, nice job there by the catcher, Matt Bond. Riley batting .306. He has 3 walks here tonight. And here's the pitch. That one into the ground, and going to second base will be Lachlan Ross. A throw down, not going to be in time. In safely is Ross.
He made it close. He made it look close.
Yeah, good. This Matt Bond is a good catcher here for the Haysville Aviators. Nice toss there by Bond, but not in time. So Ross will now be on at second base. Count is 2 balls, 1 strike now to Nolan Riley. That one missing low for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike now to Riley. Bonventry on deck and Martinez in the hole with no out here in the top half of the 5th inning. Runner on at second base. And here's Skellhorn's pitch. That one missing low for ball 4. So Skellhorn hits the first batter, then he walks the second one here in the top half of 6th. And that will bring up the first baseman, number 17, Enzo the Boom Bonventry.
And Enzo's had quite a few opportunities with runners in scoring position if you look at this game and the last game. And
he had 2 walks this game. How many did he have last game?
1.
1 walk last game.
Definitely. On base percentage is definitely good.
Swing and a miss there by Bonventry on a breaking ball. That time Bonventry kind of stepped towards third base when he made that swing. With a breaking ball, you got to keep those hands back and drive it.
Yep.
No balls, 1 strike now to Bonventry. And here's the pitch. That one a fastball into the ground and outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Enzo Bonventry.
You know, and the Boom, like I say, he's been here 3 years. He's a fine young man, and you know he's one of the fan favorites. You know, around the community too, they like him around here. You know, and you can see on Facebook and everybody how they talk about him.
Well, Enzo was the one player there on the All-Star game when that young lady was going down to run the bases from Haysville, I believe she was, from campus.
Went to help, yeah.
And he's the one that kind of started things as he took off and ran behind her, and then the players joined. If you have not seen that video, it was a very emotional time. Ball hit to the right-hand side. Great job there by Enzo Bonventry, as that's going to be in for a base hit. And 1 run will score, as coming across the score is Lachlan Ross. The throw is over second baseman's head, but nobody advances. Riley will stop at second base. Bonventry is on with a hit and an RBI.
Yeah, it's great to see Enzo do that. Go to the right side like that because, you know, they're probably playing a little pool up the middle with the second baseman, and he has a big hole right there, and he took that outside pitch, and he went there, Frank. That's something I know you've been talking about a lot, too.
Sometimes you just got to take what they give you, and that's exactly what Bonventry did that time as he went with the pitch and hit it to the right-hand side. With a big gap between first and second, he was able to hit that into right field and score another run. Now that takes the score to 6-0 in favor of the Newton Rebels. And we're going to have another pitcher now for the Haysville Aviators. We'll see who that is.
34 Pat Jones.
And Austin
34.
Skellhorn, that will be it for him. He went 1 2/3 innings, gave up 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 base on balls, had 2 strikeouts as he faced 9 batters. There is runners on at first and second, and if they happen to score, they will be charged to Skellhorn. Okay, who did they say the new batter or pitcher is?
Ty Jones.
Number 34.
Here.
Okay, number 34 now coming in for the Haysville Aviators.
Yeah,
His name is Ty Jones.
Ty Jones, and he's from Powderly, Texas, 6'5", 230, and he's a senior from Tarleton State University.
So Ty Jones now coming in to pitch for the Aviators. He is 0-2 for the season, comes in with a 25.07 ERA. Has pitched in 4 ball games, has started 1, has gone 4 2/3 innings, has recorded 5 strikeouts, 4 base on balls, and has given up 10 hits. Big kid at 6
a
foot
big guy.
5,
He's a big
230 pounder. His number's 34. Let me
34,
put him in
okay.
the books here.
Before I do my research and calculations and all that, right, Frank?
So Ty Jones coming in here in the 6th inning for the Haysville Aviators. And I think I gave you the final numbers on Skellhorn. Score is 6-0 in favor of the Newton Rebels. They scored 2 runs in the 2nd, 1 run in the 3rd, 2 runs in the 4th, and 1 run here in the 6th.
And that's why he's got a good live arm.
First batter he will be facing is the catcher, number 23, Joey Martinez. Martinez recorded a base hit in the 3rd inning and scored a run. Struck out his first time in the 1st, and then in the 4th inning flew out to right field. Martinez comes in batting .283. And Jones ready to work. That one into the ground for ball 1. Nice scoop there by Bond. Count is 1 ball, no strikes. That went in there for call strike 1. Nice pitch there by Ty Jones. As that evens up the count now at 1 ball, 1 strike. Riley on at second base. Bonventry on at first. That one check swing there by Martinez is fouled off. And the count will go now to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And Frank, we're kind of in uncharted waters right now because we haven't had these big leads like this. We always kind of seem to be, fighting from behind. Have you noticed that?
It has been like that most season long, but
most season.
So the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Martinez. And Ty Jones ready to go to work. That one gets away from the catcher on a wild pitch. Moving up third base will be Riley. Over to second base is Bonventry. And that will even up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Joey Martinez, who's catching this evening for the Newton Rebels here this 2nd game.
Sorry, Frank, doing the GM duties here, as Grant knows, and it's right, doing a bunch of GM duties. Strike right there. Strikeout.
We have a strikeout by Joey Martinez as he goes down for the first out here in the top half of the 6th inning. That's going to bring up the left fielder, number 30, Ricky Hockett. Hockett is 0 for 2 here tonight. Let me make sure here. As he flew out to the first baseman, that ball is into the ground and another run scores. Riley comes to score from third base. Bonventry moves to third. The score is now 7-0 in favor of the Newton Rebels.
The thing with Ricky right here, Hockett, he just needs to get a good pitch, drive it.
Wild pitch there by Jones.
Still want him to be aggressive, but I want to make sure it's a good pitch.
Now swing and a miss there by Ricky Hockett, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner on at third base with 1 down. Ball hit to the right-hand side, going to be foul. So that will take the count now to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ricky Hockett up, looking for his first hit here in the ball game. Parcero on deck as we have 1 down here in the top half of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch by Jones. That one fouled off by Hockett. Breaking ball there by Ty Jones. Hockett was able to get a piece of that bat on it, and the count will stay at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Fouled off there by Hockett. Hanging tough is Ricky Hockett.
He was right on it. Just a little under it, but there's one thing, Ricky, he's kind of had up and down with his, I'm talking about more his hitting than his pitching. He had a great game against the Diamond Dogs in pitching, and he's had a few good hits, big hits.
I believe that game he went 7 innings against the Diamond Dogs.
Yeah,
and I believe he recorded 8 strikeouts, if I remember right. That ball lifted to the right-hand side. The first baseman is able to get under it, making the catch. That's Myers for out number 2. That will bring up the designated hitter now for the Newton Rebels. Number 4, A.J. Parcero. Parcero is 3 for 3 here tonight with a single, a double, and an RBI scored, and a single.
Right, he's done a great job today, and like I said, he's been over 400 hitter all summer, so he's done a great job for us.
Swing and a miss there by Parcero as Ty Jones throws that by him.
Yeah, he took a swing there, didn't he?
He sure did. He was going for the cycle there. Home run.
Well, and I like when guys, be aggressive in that first pitch, whatever. If you're ahead in the count, just make sure you make adjustments, especially with 2 strikes.
Count is no ball, 1 strike. There's another check swing there by Parcell, but they says he did go. So the count goes no balls, 2 strikes now to Parcell. With Enzo Bonventry standing on at third base and 2 down here in the top half of the 6th inning. Ty Jones ready to work. Here's his pitch. Swing and a miss there by Parcell as he goes down swinging for out number 3.
Yeah.
But not before the Newton Rebels scored 2 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. At the end of 5.5 innings of play, it is the Newton Rebels 7 and the Haysville Aviators 0, and we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels baseball as we go to the bottom half of the sixth inning. The score is 7-0 in favor of Newton. And we're going to have a new pitcher now for the Newton Rebels. Who is it?
We got Andrew Patton.
Andrew Patton now coming in to pitch, number 16.
Forgot for a second, but yeah, Andrew Patton.
And Mason Heiser will give you his final numbers. He went 5 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 base on balls, had 4 strikeouts, and a total as he faced 21 batters. So number 16, Andrew Patton now coming in.
Yeah, I was impressed with Heiser. That's his first outing for us, and he just been throwing like bullpens and all that. He really pitched a lot since his college season.
Breaking ball there by Patton in there for call strike 1. He is facing the third baseman, number 32, Jordan Larson. Larson looking for his first hit of the ball game as he struck out the first time and flew out to center field. A 1-1 to count. And here's a pitch into the ground, missing for ball 2.
You go down these last few games for the Rebels, it's good to see some other arms. I think some of the guys have been pretty tired lately because maybe our starters don't always go the full 5, 6, 7 innings. So you have to utilize your bullpen a lot more. Usually use an assortment of off speed, and he throws that fastball. It's not a bad fastball, but he likes to use that off speed and set the hitters off balance a little. And unfortunately, right there, let off the walk.
And I hope we're still on YouTube here because I had to turn off the hotspot here for a second and return it back on as we got some frames that were dropped, it looks like. So let's see whether we're on or not here. Yeah, it looks like we are back on. All right, we are in the bottom half of the sixth inning. 7-0 is the score. There's a pitch missing high to Romy Martinez for, I believe the count is 2-0. Is that first pitch? Okay.
2-0. Yeah.
2 balls, no strikes to Martinez. And here's the pitch. That one missing outside for ball 3.
Yeah.
3 balls, no strikes now to Romy Martinez.
And he's kind of, he doesn't look real balanced right now, and like falling off the mound right there kind of to his left and not in sync.
That one missing high for ball 4. So 2 straight walks by Patton has put runners on at first and second as Larson moves to second base. Martinez moves to first. That will bring up the center fielder, number 1, Brady Wallace. Well, one thing as a coach for the Haysville Aviators, with 2 straight walks, you would think that they would take until they finally throws a strike.
Yeah, I'm sure he tells the team that or has a take sign or whatever to tell them. But, right here, if you're Patton, and you have a 7-run lead, you just come right after them.
Yeah, exactly right. You just want to throw strikes, let your defense do the work. You're 6 outs away from a 2-game win streak. First pitch missing outside for ball 1. So the count is 1 ball, no strikes now to Brady Wallace, who is 1 for 2 here tonight. He got recorded a base hit in the second inning and struck out in the 4th. 2-0 now the count. And Joey Martinez goes out to talk to Patton to try to settle him down a little bit as he's given up 2 straight walks. And now he's behind 2-0, or correction, 2-0 to Brady Wallace.
Yeah, I guarantee you, Patton's just like, because he's come in some tough situations for us, and he's done a good job. And I don't know. I don't know if his arm's feeling all right or whatever, but he doesn't seem like he's in sync.
He's not. He doesn't.
He's usually smooth.
Yeah, he's not as smooth. That's the word I was looking for. He's not as smooth as I've noticed him pitch coming in. And like you say, he has come in some tough situations for the Rebels and gotten out of them. So there is runners on at first and second with no outs. And here's the pitch by Patton. That one in there for call strike one. So the count will go now to 2 balls and 1 strike.
It's tough on a pitcher. I mean, to come in there like that, and all of a sudden you don't feel what you've been doing it all your life this way, and all of a sudden you feel like somebody took over your body or something. But
Larson on at second, Martinez on at first. There's a pitch into the ground, and Martinez has to chase it down. Martinez has done a good job here tonight, back behind the plate.
it's always a tough call as a coach because you go, okay, we put the guy there, we can relax. Maybe he'll get the outs, and then all of a sudden somebody's having trouble. Now you got to, hey, hurry up, get somebody else up. And
count is 3 balls, 1 strike now to Brady Wallace. Here's the pitch. That one missing high for ball 4. So 3 straight walks given up by Andrew Patton. Has loaded up the bases. Now Larson will be on at third, Martinez on at second, and Wallace on at first.
And this might be a time for the coach to go out and talk to him, or one of the coaches, and slow down or whatever, get more time so you can get somebody else ready just in case.
That will bring up the catcher number 28, Matt Bond. First pitch to Bond is in there for call strike 1. No balls, 1 strike now to Matt Bond. Once again, bases are loaded here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. The score 7-0 in favor of Newton. There's a pitch. That one lifted into center field. Gaston on his horse as he comes in and makes the catch. Here comes the throw into home. Runners will not advance, as taken off from second base was Martinez, and he had to hustle back to second base as staying on third base was Larson. So we have 1 out. Great job there by Darius Gaston as he charged that fly ball and was able to get to it.
But remember how we talked about earlier in the season? He wouldn't go through the ball. He went through the ball right there and had a lot on his throw right there.
That ball was thrown into home, and that first pitch to Dylan Golden is ball 1, as that one was outside. Larson still at third base, Martinez at second, and Wallace at first, as we have 1 down here in the bottom half of the 6th. Here's the pitch. That one high for ball 2.
Yeah, right now what I would do if I was Patton, because his off speed, he seems like he really likes his off speed. He's trying to overthrow a little with that fastball.
2-0 now the count to Dylan Golden. Here's the pitch. That one missing high for ball 3. 3-0 now the count to Dylan Golden. And that one high for ball 4. 4 straight walks. Well, I should 4 straight walks. 4 walks here in this inning. Has scored a run now for the Haysville Aviators. As Larson comes in to score from third base, Martinez moves to third, Wallace to second, and Golden will go to first base. That brings up the right fielder, number 6, Bailey Ample. Ample is 2 for 2 here tonight, and here's the first pitch. Breaking ball, just missing outside for ball 1.
Yeah, I can't see. I'm sure he has somebody up in the box out there, but can't tell. I did see Uchi going out to warm up somebody, I thought.
That one in there for call strike 1. Count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike. That one gets away from the wild pitch there by Patton. A run will score as Martinez comes to score from third base. Moving over to third is Wallace. Over to second base is Golden. And the score now is 7-2 in favor of Newton. And Patton ready to go. That one missing high for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike now to Bailey Ample. That one in there for call strike 2. Full count now to Bailey Ample, with the runners on at second and third, and 1 down here in the bottom half of the 6th. 7-2 now the score. And here's the pitch. That one lifted up into the infield. Second baseman making the catch, Lachlan Ross, for out number 2. That will bring up the shortstop, number 13, Chase Thinger. Wallace is on at third base. Golden on at second. And now the coach is going to go talk to Thinger.
Well, definitely say don't help him out. You know, that's what, in this situation right here, especially because, like I said, you and I've seen Pat, and this is very unlike him. I mean, he's always a guy that's around the zone, and he's one of the guys I have a lot of confidence in. But right now, he's still trying to find it, and sometimes it gets into a mental thing, Frank. You know, you start thinking, overthinking.
Well, Thinger came in, I believe it was in the 3rd inning for Sperling. Once again, we have 2 down here with runners on at second and third. Score 7-2. Here's the pitch in favor of the Rebels. That one missing high for ball 1.
Yeah, that did look good. But I guess you don't get the calls when you're all over the place, I guess, with a lot of umpires.
Patton's pitch. That one in there for call strike 1. That will even up the count now at 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's what you and I were talking about Greg Maddox the other day. You know, he'd paint everything and all that. And he'd get that ball sometimes 2 outside, 2 balls away.
Not hit to the shortstop, Sigris. Sigris charging. Goes over to first base to Bonventry for out number 3. Nice play there by Jack Sigris. On a 6-3 putout for the 3rd out. But not before the Haysville Aviators scored 2 runs on no hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. At the end of 6 innings of play, it is the Newton Rebels 7 and the Haysville Aviators 2, and we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball. This is Frank Martinez, joined along by Mark Carvella, our general manager. And we've got to check out Mr. Grant Jones over there doing point streak. He's with the Haysville Aviators. As we go to the top half of the 7th inning, the score is 7-2 in favor of Newton.
And Frank, who'd you say right now, if you player of the game so far, who would you say?
Well, the offensive player of the game, I would have to say A.J. Parcero, as he's 3 for 4 here tonight, I believe. A double, a single, 2 singles, 1 RBI, but
I'd put Heiser right up there, though.
Well, Heiser, definitely.
I mean, that's one of the best pitching performances we've had.
Yeah, I said offensive player of the game.
Offense. No, you said offense. But
yeah. Defensive player of the game would have to be Heiser. All right, we're ready to start the top half of the 7th inning. Due up, we have a pinch hitter now. It'll be number 5, Aaron Eshelman, will be coming in to pinch hit for the Newton Rebels for Tommy Thrasher.
You know, and I like Aaron. I mean, he can play a variety of positions. That's what I like about his versatility. He loves to play, plays hard.
So Eshelman is up, pinch hitting for Thrasher. Give us a little bit of details about Eshelman there.
Well, Aaron's pretty Prairie, Kansas. Lefty hitter, throws right, but 5'8", 165. He's a junior from Dort University. Dort's in Iowa.
That one lifted into left center field. Coming in hard is the center fielder. I think he made that catch
He made
there.
the catch. Wow.
Great job there by the center fielder Wallace, as he stole a single there by Aaron Eshelman.
You know, and what's good, here's one thing too, like Eshelman hits that ball, when a guy has to make a great catch, that means you're doing all right. I mean, you're hitting well. I mean, it's not an easy play, and that was a tough play for him to get that Eshelman line drive.
Well, one thing that Grant Jones and us were talking about here while you were doing your duties is that these guys have not given up.
No,
for the Haysville Aviators.
No, I don't expect
they're
them
not
to.
having the season that they would like to have, and they're down to only 17 players, but they're still playing hard, and that's the kind of ball players that you want on your team.
Definitely.
So you got to give Haysville Aviators a credit for that.
And that's when you call, me as a college coach, I want to hear about, I'm sure Grant's going to talk to other college coaches and all that, but you want to hear that because, a lot of guys just give up or something, it's, and so that's what you want to hear. These kids didn't give up. They fought hard and they, to the end. And that's all, and they're playing baseball, so that's the awesome thing. And I know Grant and I were talking about that. They're playing baseball. These guys are playing, man, and I said most guys aren't across the country, the college guys, because there isn't any baseball. There's only 5 leagues that are playing.
So now batting is center fielder number 13, Darius Gaston. Gaston has 1 for 3 here tonight. He got a base hit in the second inning. Flew out to the first baseman and then struck out his last time up. Count is 3 balls, no strikes now to Gaston. Squares around a bunt, and that one hits the outside corner for call strike 1. It's Ty Jones in his second inning work here for the Haysville Aviators. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss and fouled off there by Gaston, I should say.
Yeah,
and count will go full now at 3-2.
Ty's looking like he's got his rhythm going right now. He's, rushing.
Well, he started kind of shaky as he started off with a hits batsman and a base on balls. Then he gave up with a single. But then after that, he settled down with a strikeout, a fly out to the first baseman, and another strikeout. There is Gaston going to first base on a base on balls. And that will bring up the shortstop, number 2, Jack Sigris.
Frank, I look at it like this, like golf. You're a golfer guy. You got your rhythm, your swing. And a pitcher's like that, he has his rhythm. And all of a sudden he rushes. If you rush your swing or something like that, it's going to throw you off. And that's why I think like a pitcher like that, he just needs to get, because he's got a great arm. He's a big guy, can throw hard. But sometimes he'll overthrow a little or.
That ball hit to the right-hand side. That's going to be a base hit for Jack Sigris. And going to third base on the play will be Darius Gaston as he took off and did not stop until Coach put the stop sign at third base. So Jack Sigris records his first hit of the ball game as he lifted that into right field. No doubt about that base hit by Sigris.
And that was a good approach right there. Pitch away, take it that way, and Sigris is probably one of the best. I'd say him and Ross. Riley, they're 3 of the best guys on the team.
Lincoln
Andrews. Well, they're taking the ball the other way.
Yeah. That brings up the second baseman, number 3, Lachlan Ross. Well, Bonventry did it his last time up.
Right.
And that's exactly what makes a good ball player, if you know how to drive that ball to the opposite field. Our ball hit up the middle. That may be double play depth. Oh, no. The shortstop Thinger took his eye off the ball there for just a second. So a run will score from third base as Darius Gaston comes in to score. And Sigris is safe at second base. Ross is safe at first base.
That's a tough break right there because he had that, like you said, it looked like he had it going.
He had a double play. He was thinking double play all the way.
I think he looked up.
As he looked up, the ball fell out of his glove, and so now we have runners on at first and second on that error. And a run scored. And it'll bring up the third baseman, number 55, Nolan Riley. Score now is 8-2 in favor of Newton here in the top half of the 7th inning. This is a 7-inning game here, this doubleheader. Is this the second game? That one hits the outside corner for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Nolan Riley.
What's that? He's walked 4 times. Yeah, and that's like I said, one of the best eyes.
He has 4 walks and scored 2 runs so far. That one missing outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Nolan Riley, who has been on all 4 times here tonight.
Yeah, like I said, he's disciplined. He has a good approach. Doesn't usually swing at bad pitches.
Here's the pitch outside for ball 3. 3-1 now the count.
I think he probably he has 1 more walk. He might have a Rebels record for walks in the game. I don't know.
So 3 balls, 1 strike now to Nolan Riley.
Have called Carl Hodges on that and ask him what.
And here's Jones' pitch. That one in there for call strike 2. Great pitch there by Ty Jones as he challenged him, went right down the middle. And we have a full count now at 3-2. Sigris on at second base, Ross on at first, with 1 down here in the top half of the 7th inning. And here's the pitch. That one hit to the shortstop once again. He tosses over to the second baseman, and this time they do turn that double play. That's Thinger to Martinez to Myers for the 3rd out. So a 6-4, 6-4-3 double play, and that ends the inning. The top half of the 7th inning for the Newton Rebels, they score 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left on base. At the end of 6.5 innings of play, the score is the Newton Rebels 8 and the Haysville Aviators 2. And we're going to stay right here, Carv.
All right.
Because we got to thank our sponsors one more time. We'd like to thank Millen Insurance Agency, American Family Insurance, Duty Works, Conradi Insurance Group, Boston Insurance, Pouch Enterprise, Realty Connections Store and Stuff in U-Hauls, Roofing Services Unlimited, Shamrock Car Wash, Pate and Paul's Attorneys at Law, Affordable Autos, Remax Associates of Newton, Kansas, Tim Marler and Family, Carl Hodges, Dr. Brett Wolf's DDS, John and Lori Odom, Newton Rec Commission, Bob Burke, Buy Local, Ray Roofing, and our host families, Connie Miller, Joe Pedlow, Michelle and Brett Kaufman, Robin and Christopher Eshelman and Aaron Eshelman, Tammy Schmidt, Chad and Joni Considine, and Zach Bravos. Once again, thank to all our sponsors and our host families. We appreciate you doing that for us this year. Looks like we're going to have a new pitcher now for the Newton Rebels. It'll be number 34, Zach Gillick, now coming in for the Rebels.
And Grant just informed me that Eshelman will be going in right field.
Eshelman is in right field, okay. So for the Newton Rebels, Zach Gillick coming in for the 7th inning of work. Patton went 1 inning. He gave up no hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs. He had 4 base on balls as he faced 7 batters. So Zach Gillick now coming in, number 34.
And I think he wants to get Zach a little work right now since he hasn't pitched in a few days.
And we'll see if we can give you some numbers on Mr. Gillick here. First pitch he faces is first batter he faces Cole Lee. He lays down a bunt and is in with a base hit. As a nice bunt there by Cole Lee. He records his first hit of the game. Gillick.
Yeah, from Valley Center, Kansas. Righty, 6'2", 205. He's actually a redshirt freshman from Friends University, and he's been with us a couple years here with the Rebels, and he's just getting better.
It's going to bring up the first baseman, number 4, Jeff Myers. That first pitch is outside. Gillick is 2-2 for the season. Comes in with a 4.68 ERA. His played in 15 games, has 2 saves, has pitched 25 innings, has a total of 32 strikeouts, 14 base on balls, and has given up 18 hits. It's 2-0 now to count to Jeff Myers by Zach Gillick. That one fouled off by Myers. As count goes to 2 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, I've enjoyed watching him. I thought there were some times where we might have used him a little too much, a couple weeks ago, but he's been back on track lately.
Swing and a miss there by Gillick, and a foul tip, and it stays in the glove of Martinez. The count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes by Jeff Myers.
But he's the type of guy, he's not going to complain. You know that, Frank. He's the type of guy.
No, he's basically gone 1 inning every time he comes in. There's a call, strike 3 to Jeff Myers as he took that one right across the knees on the inside corner. So Gillick records the first out of the inning here in the bottom half of the 7th, and his first strikeout. That is the 33rd strikeout recorded by Zach Gillick here this season.
And I was thinking about when you and I were talking about some of the situations that he's been put in. Bases loaded, he come in the game, and second and third, no outs, and just unbelievable. His summer's been very successful.
Going to bring up the third baseman, number 32, Jordan Larson. And here's the pitch by Gillick, missing outside for ball 1. 1-0 now the count to Larson. Once again, Coley reached on a bunt single in the infield. And he's standing now at first base with 1 down. Here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Pitch by Gillick hits the outside corner for call strike 1. We're not sorry about that, fans. I apologize. I didn't put you back out on the field.
Yeah.
My bad. I apologize about that. I just now happened to see that. You don't want to see us. You want to see the ball game.
We don't want to see us. So.
Count as 2 balls, 1 strike. I had us on us because we were reading the sponsors there, and then I forgot to move it back out. I really apologize about that. Okay, the count is 2 balls, 1 strike now to Jordan Larson. And here's Gillick's pitch. That one hit to the third base side is going to be foul. That will even up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
But one of these things, like as a college coach, you want to hear if your player, comes back, did he improve in this and that? And it's like, I know Grant, he'll be able to tell, like the college coaches, the kids will be able to tell. But Gillick, he's a guy that Adam and I see us over at Friends. He's going to be very happy how he's improved.
No, the only reason I realized that we weren't out on the field because I saw you looking at yourself on the.
No, I don't look. I was looking out there, or I look at you, or Grant over here,
we just did not notice it. And we apologize. No. Count is full now at 3-2 to Jordan Larson. Here's the pitch by Gillick, missing outside for ball 4. So Larson is on his 2nd time in a row on a walk. That is only the 15th base on balls given up by Gillick here this season. We'll bring up the second baseman, number 23, Romy Martinez. Martinez reached on a walk his last time up. Reached on an error to Riley at third base. That pitch there by Gillick in there for call strike 1. And then struck out his first time up. So no balls, 1 strike now to Martinez. And here's Gillick's pitch. That one a breaking ball, missing outside. As that evens up the count now at 1 ball, 1 strike.
Pitch count.
That ball gets away from Martinez. And runner at second base, Cole Lee, goes to third base on the wild pitch. Larson stays at first base, and the count goes to 2 balls, 1 strike. Got a lot of Martinez's in the house.
Yeah.
As we have Romy Martinez at the plate, Joey Martinez catching, and Frank Martinez doing the PA or the announcing.
Yeah.
No relation. There's the pitch. That one fouled off there by Martinez.
You need to be careful with this guy because, like I said, we saw what he could do before.
Well, he hit a home run the first game.
Right.
With 2 runners on. And the score 8-2 in favor of Newton here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. 1 out. Here's the pitch by Gillick. That one hit to the third base side. Riley goes to second base. Lachlan Ross. And nice job there by Larson as he took out Ross. But the lead does not advance as Riley. Correction, is that Eshelman at third base now?
No.
Or is that, okay, that is Riley.
That's Riley.
Okay, Riley threw and had a force out at second base. So a 5-4 put out for the second out. Reaching with a fielder's choice is Martinez.
I think the throw kind of led him right into the.
It's going to bring up the center fielder number 1, Brady Wallace. Wallace first pitch is inside for ball 1. Wallace is 1 for 2 here tonight. As he got a base hit in the second inning, was left stranded at first base. Struck out his second time up and then reached on a base on balls and was left stranded at third base in the 6th inning. 2 balls, no strikes now to Wallace. There's 2 down here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. And here's Gillick's pitch. That one lifted foul right over the backstop. And the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. And I bet those people at watching the game was thinking, what the heck are those guys doing? We don't want to watch them when we left that out there.
No.
That one fouled off. The count goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Brady Wallace. As Cole leads at third base, Romy Martinez at first here in the bottom half of the 7th. 8-2 is the score. Here's the pitch, just missing outside for ball 3. So the count will go full now at 3-2. Taking off from first base will be Martinez, as there is a full count with 2 down here to Wallace. And here's the pitch. That one hit hard along the third base side. So Romy Martinez will have to head back to first base.
It's been a long day for us all here. No, Grant, I know it has for you over there.
Count is full still at 3-2. Brady Wallace up, and here's Gillick's pitch. That one missing low for ball 4. That's the second base on balls given up by Zach Gillick here this inning. So the bases will be loaded as Coley still standing at third base. Romy Martinez hits to second base, and Brady Wallace hits to first base. That will bring up the catcher, number 28, Matt Bond. Bond has grounded out to the shortstop, flew out to the center fielder twice in the 4th and in the 6th inning. 2 down here with the bases full. First pitch is fouled off by Matt Bond, and the count goes no balls, 1 strike. Zach Gillick trying to get out of this inning, trying to get the save for Mason Heiser. And here's the pitch by Gillick. A breaking ball missing outside as the count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, like I said, some umpires, it's driving nuts because they'll, some will call it, some won't, whatever right there.
And here's the pitch. That one lifted to the right side. Enzo Bonventry gets under it, makes the catch for out number 3. And that is the ball game with the final score, the Newton Rebels 8 and the Haysville Aviators 2. Well, the Newton Rebels sweep 2 games here tonight as they win 3-2 in the first game and 8-2 here in the second game. So congratulations goes to the Newton Rebels.
Yeah, they did some good things. They had kind of a bend but don't break type attitude. If you notice that, there were some times where, like I said, Haysville's not going to give up.
No.
They will not give up, and then it's like they almost got right back in it with the bases loaded and all that, but somehow the Rebels, kept their faith together, and they stayed in it, and they did a good job, and some other guys stepped up today, especially we talked about Heiser on the mound this second game. I was pretty impressed. It was the first time you and I have seen him, and
right.
He came in there and did a great job, and then I think, like I said, Pissarro, he
3 for 4.
What can you say about that? I mean, he was, he kind of helped get us that lead, get us a little spark. So I was pretty impressed.
Well, the offensive player of the game, I would say it would have to be Pissarro, but the player of the game will have to be Mason Heiser for the Newton Rebels, as he went a total of 5 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 base on balls, 4 strikeouts as he faced 21 batters. So that would have to be the player of the game. And like I say, Parcell was 3 for 4 as he scored 1 run, had 1 RBI, and he just sparked the team here tonight in this second game.
Well, you and I were talking about who the guys are going to be stepping up. And it seems some guys were doing it earlier, and some guys have struggled. That's what I was pointing out earlier with some of their averages and getting on base. And, I know Seegers is not hitting as well. Enzo, there's some guys that just struggle, and that happens. It just happens. But you want other guys to come and step up, and Sarah did that. Frank, like I said, we got a couple more games left. And one thing I was going to tell, we want everybody, the Newton people, come on out. People, even Wichita, you're not that far away. Come out here. We're going to have an apparel sale. We're going to, we want to finish these last 2 games, whenever they are. They're scheduled for Wednesday and Thursday. But we'll see what happens with the weather tomorrow. It might be pushed back.
Yeah.
It might be a doubleheader. I don't know.
Yeah, we're not sure exactly when the next ball game is, folks, but we do know that the next game is scheduled for Wednesday,
right?
For sure. It's supposed to rain all day tomorrow, so that's why we have the doubleheader here tonight. And the Rebels now take their record to 11-19. Looks like the Derby Twins must have won. Yeah, they did. They got a 1-game win streak as they beat Mulvane here tonight. Let me see if I can give you some final scores. That was the only other ball game that actually was going on, because the Cheney Diamond Dogs and Rose Hill were canceled. So was the Sunflower Seeds against the Hudson Monarchs. And it looks like Mulvane, and it is a final. The score is Derby Twins 4 and the Mulvane Patriots 2. So I think that our standings are correct now, as the Derby Twins are now 12-16, and that will move the Newton Rebels up to let's see, would be 6th place, because they are now 11-19. And that the Patriots will move down to 10-18. So the Mulvane Patriots are facing the Derby Twins for 3 more ball games.
Should be 3 more.
3 more games. So, like I say, if the Newton Rebels win 2 more games against the Haysville Aviators, they will end up 13-19 for the season. So we need Mulvane to win 3 games.
Yeah, figure that out, huh?
Yeah, there'll be 3 teams. Somehow, I don't know how that needs to happen, but we do know that the Derby Twins need to lose at least 2 more games, and then we'll see what happens. Not saying that the Newton Rebels have a chance to go to the NBC, but you never know. If they end up in 5th place, they could possibly go.
I don't know. I've heard all kinds of rumors, and I'm sure, Grant has too. There's been a lot of talk going on, but the whole thing is I'd like to get with Kevin Jenks and see, exactly where everybody does stand.
Yeah.
Because we, as a organization, we want to get players to play with some other teams, have the opportunity to play in the NBC or whatever. So, but we can't officially say anything till we know where we are. I want our guys to go out and win these games and then we'll see what happens. But right now, it depends on who comes in from out of state. I mean, you got teams from out of state, and they might decide not to come. So who knows?
Well, then, and the governor is supposed to be speaking again to change things up. We have more cases that are going up with this coronavirus. So we'll just have to wait and see. Depending on what teams do come in, like you say, from out of state. Santa Barbara Foresters, I understand, are still supposed to be coming.
Yeah, they're supposed to be coming. And then I think a couple Texas teams, maybe a couple of Colorado teams.
That's a hot spot now is Texas. So, you just never know. And I know that Kevin Jinks is working hard there with the NBC, him and Jason Yarbara and the whole crew there, trying to get this organized to try to get get us to play.
Yeah.
And right now we are scheduled to play, but we'll just thank you, Grant. We'll just see exactly what happens. Once again, we're not sure exactly when we're going to play again. It'll either be Wednesday or Thursday, my guess.
Right. Yeah, it's not going to be tomorrow. I think,
it's not going to be tomorrow.
But no, Wednesday. It depends on how much rain comes tomorrow. And then the guys who do it great, we do want to play at home, and we want to have a great time we want to have a great crowd and for our guys too. I mean, our guys need to be here and enjoy it.
They'd rather have 2 9-inning games than 2 7-inning games if possible. But it is supposed to rain Tuesday and Wednesday all day long. So we'll have you'll have to check Facebook page on the Newton Rebels, and we'll let you know exactly when our next game is. So we do want to thank you very much for joining us here tonight, whether you were a Newton Rebel or a Haysville Aviator. We hope you enjoyed the telecast, and we apologize about the sound bit being too loud, but we hopefully got that corrected. And once again, the Newton Rebels win 3-2 and 8-2 here tonight, and they take the record to 11-19 now for the season. And I believe they go to 14-19 overall.
Right.
So, they could finish strong here with 2 more victories and end up with a 4-game win streak here.
Well, and you always kind of remember the end of a season. I know my seasons I've had and coached so long. You kind of how you finish. It's kind of how you finish, because the last game, if you finish with a win, you remember that. If you finish with a loss, you definitely remember that. So anyway, hopefully we can get a little streak going here to end the season, even if we don't play in the NBC. But it'll be something positive to build on for 2021.
Yeah. All right, well, that's going to be it for us for tonight. Join us on Wednesday night. Right now, that's what time the game is scheduled for. It is scheduled for Wednesday at 7 p.m., a single game. Like I say, rain tomorrow and Wednesday is what it calls for here in Newton. And depending on how much rain we have, we'll know when we play. But we will post it on Facebook on exactly when we play, whether it be Wednesday or Thursday. And, it might have to even be Friday, I think.
Yeah.
And then the NBC World Series starts on Monday, isn't it?
It's,
I believe. So on the 3rd. So we'll just have to see and see what happens. Once again, on behalf, is there anything else?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Next game, what color shirts we wear?
Right. Just
we can talk about that.
I've got 3 shirts sitting in my car here.
You let me know.
All hanging up, just ready to go. But I just said, you know what? I've found this shirt, and I said I forgot I need to wear this one time. So you just happen to wear the same color.
Hey, let us know how it looks. How's it look? Is this a good look for both of us here? Let us know.
There you go. All right. Well, once again. This is Frank Martinez, your play-by-play announcer, joined by Mark Cavallo, our general manager. On behalf of the Newton organization, once again, we thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you Wednesday night is scheduled time at 7 o'clock. We'll be on the air at 6:50. And if not on Wednesday, hopefully it'll be on Thursday. We wish you a good night. Rebels win. You've been watching Newton Rebels baseball. We'll see you. Good night.